50% of pioneers prefer GCV. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about. 50% of pioneers prefer GCV. Oh, sorry, 50 plus percent. 50 plus percent. I'm going to show you something. This is interesting. It's an interesting thing, and I thought, let me just show you a few graphics. Do you know what I mean? So I put up a poll, and this was the poll. Do you know what I mean? So I asked either or, GCV or no GCV, right? And this is what happened. This is what people said. This was 3 days ago. So GCV had 69%, and this is the Twitter audience. You know, I haven't put that on YouTube yet, but this is just 283 votes. So, you know, you could call it some sample. 283 votes, and 69% say they would prefer the GCV. Now, again, GCV, some people have given a fixed figure. The other day, obviously, Jatin and I were taught with our conversation. You know, I thought, well, maybe it could be GCV, but you know, maybe not that figure. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so you look at the glory of pi, it says GCV, but not 314 K and LOL, which is understandable. Do you know what I mean? It's understandable. So obviously, the glory of pi, who is a moderator at the moment, this is the glory of pi. If you want to know who he is, this is the glory of pi. He's a moderator at the moment. He says, "Let's go." So that's him. So in case you want to know, that's the person. So as I was saying, let me just put back my let me put it back. Yeah. So as I was saying, you look at a GCV, it's quite interesting because when you ask a question, it depends on how you ask it. This one, I put it there as that, right? And people saw it quite interesting. So they chose it. It was just straightforward GCV or no GCV, and I had 69%. So let me just explain what that means. So obviously, I put GCV in a form of relativity. Do you know what I mean? I would say before I was a very staunch, I was in staunch opposition to GCV. I still am, but this time it's not as strong because now people are making much relevant points. They're not just, well, we have the ones who still making the noises without any substance, and then you have the ones who, you know, like the glory of pi saying GCV, but not 314K. Now he obviously has some specifics that he's made, and that I can run along with. You know, I can have a discussion on. Do you know what I mean? I can say, all right, let's talk about that. Let's have a discussion, because that is something that I can say, all right, so what figure would you want for your GCV then? What figure would you want for your GCV? If it's not 314,159, what figure would you want for your GCV? Let's have a discussion about that. These are the kind of conversations I want to be having with you. Do you know what I mean? Personally, I don't say GCV because I don't think that if you're dealing, say, in an enclosed network, maybe that would make sense, you know, because obviously to have a fixed figure based on what the markets are saying at that particular point in time would make sense. However, if you're dealing with the markets on the open mainnet or the open network, then you can't do that because you have to roll with what the market says. Do you get what I'm saying? You have to roll with what the market says. And so I even suggested something when we were doing the show, when I was doing the show with Jatin. I said, listen, I've always suggested, and I think I suggested it when I was doing it with Eddie Cabas as well. I said, listen, Amazon can, you know, chip in, or we can have an agreement with them, just a small agreement that's okay, 1 million pi transaction per month or per given period, depending on what the period is, relatively. And so each pioneer can only transact 1 pi. So if you're not within that 1 million, once the 1 million pi is up, whether it's within 1 day of that period or 20 days of that period, it's done. No transactions can be made until the next one. And that becomes a use case, you know, for our relationship with, say, an outlet like Amazon. Do you know what I mean? Now, that will only be based on a supposed fixed value for a particular day. So you can't have a fluctuation of figures. So obviously, Amazon would want to gain. So if within that day, and they will probably use the previous day's one because within that day is changing in real time. So the previous day's one could be for all intents and purposes, let's say we're using the IOUs number, so about $25, right? So let's say the previous day was $25. So we use that on average, $25, because you draw a line through, you find the average, you get that. The following day, we use the previous day's one. The next day, we use the previous day's one. So that way, we're able to have a fixed average, agreeable value. Do you get what figure? Do you know what I'm saying? So that can be called the supposed GCV. Do you know what I mean? But not something that, we all say is supposed to be that. I understand that. I do, because I made the point. People tend to argue a lot when it comes to the GCV topic. People tend to argue a lot. And I don't want people to argue. I always want people to be more rational, more reasonable, and make your point. Let it be clear. Don't just say you want something without explaining why. You give your reasons. And if it's an acceptable reason, we can go with it. It may not be as reasonable or realistic. As realistic, but it is reasonable. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's how we have a discussion. That's how we come to a consensus. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think now that we're trying to make these, just smoother, I think it's going to work. I'm not talking about GCV as in 314159. I'm talking about what my guy here said, GCV, but not 314159. And remember, GCV will not work on the open network. It can only work in the enclosed network. In the enclosed network during this enclosed network period. So meaning on our ecosystem. Do you know what I mean? On our ecosystem. That's how that can work. If we don't do it that way, unfortunately, it's not going to work. Do you get me? And listen, I'm so excited about Pi Network. If you don't know me, I'm extremely excited about Pi Network. Sorry, if you do know me, I'm extremely excited about Pi Network. If you don't know me, get to know me, get to know Raise United on this channel. Because once you get to know me, you're going to love the channel. It's just a fact. And I think we're transcending lots of barriers right now. So I will pose the question with you. Now that I posed the question, obviously, which is this one. Either or, GCV or no GCV, you tell me. Do you prefer GCV based on the arguments I'm making, or do you not prefer GCV, but you would rather prefer GCV with, but not GCV, but not 314159? So this is a question that I've posed to all of you. It's a question that I've posed to all of you, and I want you to try and think about it before you answer. It's so important, think about it before you answer it. And if you think about it before you answer it, you'll be able to talk about it without having to argue on social media all the time. Because the argument is not going to help. I can tell you that. The argument is never going to help. But if it's reasonable and everybody's sharing differences in opinion, but they're coming to a consensus, then there can be something, to discuss. Do you know what I mean? There can be something to discuss. Anyway, smash the like button whilst you're here. Smash the subscriber button if you're not subscribed yet. Become a member if you want to. The members are paying members. They help the channel grow, and obviously they help things out. Listen, it's good. It's really good. See, so Keshav here is saying it's 314.159. Now this makes sense. I think. Listen, I'm gonna talk about this. I might edit it into it when I'm doing the segmented part. Now, this is it, yeah. So Keshav Pahadi is saying it's 314.159 and it's possible. You see, some punctuations in numbers in different countries are countries are different in So you have to know that. Say if you go to Europe, 1,000 will be written as 1 dot and then 3 zeros. And then if it's in currency, 1 dot, 3 zeros, and then comma, 0, 0. Here in the UK, it's 1 comma, 3 zeros, dot, 0, 0. So I believe there might have been a miscommunication or misinterpretation. I believe whoever set up the 314159 was saying it's 314.159, meaning $314.159. Raise United is about to solve the GCV problem. I'm about to solve the GCV problem. Now, this is going to be exciting. I'm really excited about this. This could be it. This could be it. Now, if it's this, eventually that could be acceptable because 314,159.159 in China, it could be comma, and others might think it's 314,159, but that's not what they mean. They mean $314.159. Now, this could make perfect sense. Do you know what I'm saying? This could make perfect sense. Listen, smash that like button, guys. Smash the subscriber button, and let's get this rolling. Let's get it trending. Let's get this trending. $314.159, not comma, dot. Now, where there is the miscommunication, I can put in brackets, say 314,159 for, you know, maybe USA, UK, and 314,159 for Europe and some parts of Asia, for instance, China. Do you know what I mean? So we could do that. We could do that. Smash the like button. This makes me so excited. This makes me excited. I'm going to segment it, of course, and you're going to watch the shortened version of it and then enjoy it properly. All right? Properly. That's it. That's it. So equals that. Depends on where you reside in this world. Yeah, so again, what I want to know is that, you see this figure, is it 314,000 or is it $314? Which one is it? Tell me, guys. Tell me. 314,000 or $314? Because the other day, Jatin and I thrashed this out and we thought there might have been a misinterpretation because 314 comma 159 is what the Chinese might represent it as, and then we in Europe might, or sorry, we in the UK would represent it as 314 dot. See, that makes perfect sense. So Keshav here has said it's $314. Now this I can work with. I can work with. It's still high for starters, but I can work with this. Do you know what I'm saying? I can work with this, and this makes me excited. It makes me, I feel great about it. Now I can talk about it. Now I can say, okay, now that GCV, we can have a conversation. We can have a conversation. You know, it's still high. Don't get me wrong. It's still high, but it's realistic. It's realistic. You know what I mean? It's realistic in the long run. Maybe not in the shortest possible time, but in the long run, that is realistic. Do you get what I'm saying?